Hello and welcome to Baffling Cyclops. I'm David.
And I'm Pepper Proxy.
And today we're going to talk about our friend Art.
Yay, Art.
Who passed away.
Yeah, that's a big fat boo. But he was great. He was a great neighbor and just such a staple in our neighborhood. And you said he's lived here. We've talked about him on the podcast before.
He's lived here since 1956. He lived in his same house.
Isn't that amazing?
Jimmy, who's in his 60s, who lives next door, met Art when he was like a toddler.
Yeah, he's known Art all his life.
All of his life. And so it was a seismic change in our neighborhood to not have Art there. And we took a picture of Art's truck because that's kind of the...
So when Art passed away, it was a couple days before we walked past his house. And I got to tell you, David, walking past the house was fine, but walking past his truck with his little baseball in the dashboard, it made me really sad. Yeah.
And his truck was, I would say, very close to the Sanford & Son truck.
It sure was, but it had a phenomenal winch in the back.
Oh my gosh. And by winch, you don't mean a pirate lady.
No. But I think Art would have liked that.
He would have liked that. But do you want to describe what it was? Because Art had a business where he would go pick up cardboard.
Yeah, so he had a recycling business where he would go. He had a couple accounts with, I think it was like Walgreens maybe, and then the local Bartell Drugs, which is our local
couple gas stations.
Yeah, and maybe one of the Red Apple grocery store, I think.
Right.
Where he would go and he would pick up all of their cardboard and their giant big pieces of cardboard and cardboard boxes, and he would compress them down and then take them to the recycling center to recycle them and make a little money.
Make some cash money. And one of my favorite Art memories...
There was only one of his businesses.
Yes. One of my favorite Art memories, well, two parts of the same coin. One is if it rained, Art would drive around with the cardboard in the back of his truck so that it would rain on the cardboard so it would weigh more. And if it didn't rain, Art would get his hose out and spray down the cardboard so he could make more money.
He watered his cardboard.
He would water his cardboard, which is one of my favorite art memories. He a couple times we bought him some ice cream so we could argue whether or not the ice cream was good.
Yeah, he really, really liked Blue Bunny.
He was a Blue Bunny man. I think it's
called Blue Bunny, yeah.
Yeah, he was a Blue Bunny man, and he thought that was the best. But I think we bought him a couple other kinds just so he could try.
To try him. I think one of his favorite meals was... IFR's clam chowder.
Oh my gosh.
That had maybe been, sitting on the counter for an hour or two. And then his Blue Bunny vanilla ice cream for dessert.
And he would heat up his clam chowder by putting it on the heater in his truck.
I know. I miss him.
And and his life story was amazing because he left the South. And he was basically an indentured servant.
Yes, yeah.
And he left in debt and came up to Seattle. And the debt collectors came for him when he worked at Nordstrom. And his supervisor at Nordstrom actually paid off his debt because it was some very minor amount of money. But he was just in a situation where his work would never pay off the money he owed.
Yeah.
So his boss at Nordstrom did the $125 and then said, Art, you can just pay me back because you work.
And he was on the receiving dock, wasn't he, at Nordstrom?
I believe he was.
Not positive, but I think that's where one of his many jobs.
Which is where he learned about winches. So I just wanted to spend a minute just talking about Art because...
What about Art collected cars too.
He did. Well, another really fun thing about Art is people would give or sell Art cars, and there was a constant debate over whether Art actually owned the cars, because his constant discussion was the paperwork for the cars and where the car was, because Henry would get frustrated because often he would leave the cars in Henry's backyard.
Yeah. And these cars were so cool. American made 60s and 70s Detroit cars. So he had a Caddy, he had
Not all at the same time either.
no, but they were kind of in disrepair.
Oh, yeah.
He had, I think a Mark IV, Mark V Lincoln Continental, like just phenomenal boats of cars with the big chrome bumpers, and yeah.
They were great. And one of my favorite car memories, and I posted about this on Twitter, and I'll include it in the newsletter, but Art actually got a car that had the most grand rat's nest in the engine that I've ever seen. If Wes Anderson designed a rat's nest, because it was made from like a piece of velvet.
Didn't it have like bows and bells in it?
It was crazy. It literally looked like it was made up, like it was like a set designer had come up with a fancy rat's nest in the engine of a giant American-made car.
Yeah,
I have a picture of it, and
it seemed like he was a little proud of that because he showed it to a lot of people.
He was like, "Hey, come here and look at this rat's nest."
Yeah.
And it wasn't his stuff that made up the rat's nest. He got it with the rat's nest, but that was Art, and I loved Art's wheeler dealer sensibilities.
Yep.
And Art would sit in his living room behind his screen door and watch everyone go by. And he was kind of one of the mayors of the neighborhood, and he will be missed. And
he was maybe the king of the neighborhood.
The king of the neighborhood, just because he'd been here so long. And we are going to have a little party in memory of Art just for the neighborhood people.
Yeah, we need to come up with maybe we can do that in June. Mm-hmm. Have a gathering out front.
Yeah, just have some...
a potluck with Ivar's clam chowder and vanilla Blue Bunny ice cream.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. That made my stomach hurt a little bit.
Sorry. but I hope Art is resting well.
Yeah, that was good. And one other thing I wanted to talk about this week was there was a data breach from a Chinese company that sold Amazon reviews. Did you hear about this?
No.
So the
Amazon data breach for
it wasn't
reviews?
an Amazon data breach.
What was it?
There was a server that was left with no password and no protection at all, so anyone could access the files. And on the server was...
Where was the server?
Just in the cloud.
Oh, okay.
So China actually is where who owns it.
Okay.
But it was where all of the communication that this company had trying to get Amazon reviews was pointed. So it had all the Facebook Messenger stuff, all the email, everything that they had done and communicated with other people about was on this server. So they found out there's 200 to 250,000 people doing fake reviews on Amazon.
I'm not surprised at all by that.
Here's the con. So what this company did, there are two versions of what they would do. One was you would buy a product and then you would give it a 5-star or a good review, and then not through your Amazon account, but through your PayPal account, the seller would give you your money back. So you got to keep whatever the object was for free. So if it was just...
So they were buying positive reviews.
So it was like a phone cord.
Yeah.
So you get to keep the phone cord as your thing. The other one, though, was that I saw... Someone said you could make $11,000 for 1,000 reviews. So if you went through and did 1,000 reviews on Amazon, you could make $11,000.
That's kind of good. That's like more than $10 a review.
Yeah.
Right?
So some people were actually going through and doing all this. So all of it's out in the open now. So my guess is Amazon has all of this information and is going to start blocking the sellers and buyers.
Oh, my math was bad. $11 a review. Duh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, Okay, so do you remember when it was a few months ago, people were getting random packets of seeds?
Yes.
Was this at all tied to that? I
don't
bet you it
think
was.
so.
I bet you it was.
Well, but I thought you'd be interested specifically
Wow.
because I know when you look for stuff online, you look at the reviews, and we're always rolling our eyes when something has all 5-star reviews or all
Yeah.
1-star reviews, because it's like, no way, there's no perfect anything. But some of the Amazon the companies that sold on Amazon would request an over 30 word review with a video. That was the big get, is if you could get a video review and over 30 words.
So when you bought something, let's just say I bought something on Amazon, how would I know that I would get the product for free if I gave a review with a video?
Well, that's what this company did, was they facilitated that. So once you did it once, like you probably do it with something cheap first just to prove like, oh, this would work. Mm-hmm. And but they have all the communication with everybody through this company.
Wow.
So if they did want to prosecute anyone, they have all the communication. And the article I read said some people were very aware of that they were doing something bad, and other people just kind of got suckered in with like, do you want a free phone cord? And they're like, sure. Mm-hmm. So they came into it that way. So they were, the article I read said that they were probably going to gauge the different punishments for people based on how aware they were of that what they were doing was illegal.
Yeah, but who could punish?
Well,
If the server's in the cloud, it's a Chinese company.
the owner of the server is responsible for the data on the server, so they could be punished for that. All the companies can be banned. From Amazon or prosecuted for the data breach.
Wow. And this is only one little nugget, one server that was left
Yeah,
unprotected.
with
How many more?
200 to 250,000 people doing fake reviews
There's
on
millions.
Amazon.
I bet you there are millions.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would say anytime you buy, like we bought some camera equipment for you, like to
Yeah.
take pictures.
Yeah.
And we looked at the reviews, and some of them were just crazy based on what we got. Sometimes the stuff was good, but it's not 5-star good.
Yeah.
Like we would be like, okay, that's a
And
good
some of them
4-star.
were really poorly written reviews.
Yes,
Yeah.
which I'm amazed. If you're going to do 1,000 reviews, your review is going to be
Cut and paste.
yes is good. Like
Yeah. Unless you have to do a video in 30
Yeah.
words. Wow.
yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to.
That's fascinating.
I thought you would be interested in that, and it's a very fresh thing that just happened. So I don't know what all the ramifications of it are going to be, but I think a lot of people are going to be banned from Amazon.
Do you think Jeff Bezos is going to be banned from Amazon? Is he writing faulty review or fake reviews?
So that was my little topic.
Keep me
for the week.
posted about that.
What's that?
Keep me posted. I wanted to do 2 follow-ups. The first one is I thought it would be fun if you could explain to the listeners the woman that you have introduced me on she's an artist on TikTok, and she does fake Ray Dunn. What is it called when she plants the stuff in the store? Is it dropping?
It's droplifting instead of shoplifting.
So would you explain what droplifting is and then what she does? Because I was laughing so hard when you showed me a couple of them.
Well, so her name is Anneke618, which is ANNEKE 618. And what she does is she took that whole Ray Dunn idea and she did her own version of it. So instead of a mug that says Queen Bee, she has one that says MILF. And instead of a bathroom storage container that says brushes, she has one that says butt stuff.
and she also has an Etsy shop.
Yep.
And
Super funny.
How she started it though was she was trolling. She saw that one video that we talked about initially, where the people who were like going in droves, And she saw that on TikTok. She's like, this is crazy. She researched Ray Dunn like we did. And so she started to try to infiltrate the Ray Dunn community on Facebook and on Instagram and post like fake product that she
just
made.
photoshopped
Yeah.
stuff. So she did, one of my favorite ones of hers was she did like a back porch with a white Ray Dunn pillow that just said feet on it.
Yeah, that one was funny.
Which was nice and subtle. Like it wasn't one of her dirtier ones, but it just said feet. And then an elderly woman actually wanted to buy the pillow from her because
Gary, her husband who had passed away, loved feet, right?
Loved feet. So she actually had to make the pillow for this lady and send it to her.
Did you see that Gary's wife was at first kind of scared to send her her address because she thought she was going to get like hacked or something?
It makes sense.
And then she also made a cup that said, I think something like, something about, is it Gary or Jerry?
I can't remember.
I think it's maybe Jerry, but something about Jerry. She customized a couple items for this woman. It was so cute.
Yeah, I think it was R.I.P. Jerry.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But tell us about the deadlift. Is it deadlifting? Droplifting.
Droplifting. Instead of shoplifting where you steal stuff, droplifting is where you drop things off. So she makes fake Ray Dunn stuff, takes it to Home Goods, and puts it on the shelf. And, so there will be one that says, Mom, America, freedom, or whatever, and then one that says queef. Like right next to this.
Which is kind of a dirty term for something.
Oh, I'm not going into it.
Yeah,
I was just going to. But then just today she posted a video saying that she hired people because she's selling so much stuff through her Etsy shop. She needed to hire employees, and she's paying them $15 an hour. So she was making fun of companies that don't want to pay their employees $15 an hour.
I love her. She has the best sense of humor.
And a Michigan girl.
Yeah.
So close to your heart, close to your Toledo heart.
Yeah. She's awesome. Everybody should check her out because it's just her like planting this stuff throughout the Home Goods and the TJ Maxx. She did a 3-pack of underpants. That was really funny too. So
it's all good. I'll put a link to her account in the newsletter. Unfortunately, with the newsletter, I can't do direct links to the videos. I can't embed the video in there, so you have to go and look and
Yeah, but people can check that out. And then I had a follow-up too.
Oh, okay.
Because the last podcast we did, which was a while ago, sorry you guys, we were on hiatus, but we were talking about TV shows.
Right. And you got some good recommendations.
I did get some good recommendations, and I just have to give a little shout out to Jim Nichols. Jim, I already am in season 3, episode, I think 5 or 6 of The Misfits.
And you like it?
I very much like it. It is a perfect elliptical show. Really good cast. And I'm really, really thankful for the recommendation.
Interesting.
Yeah. So thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
she's all wound up.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Well, that was pretty much all I had for this time.
Okay.
Did you have anything else?
No, but I do have other, like Tim Ellis gave me a recommendation that I'm interested in, but I'm trying to get through a couple other shows now, and I'm stockpiling The Handmaid's Tale from this season so I can binge.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you love that Handmaid's Tale, so.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, maybe the Ray Dunn woman should do a series of Ray Dunn Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, the bonnets? Yeah.
Well, no, just on the Ray Dunn stuff, just for words and phrases from.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be good. Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. And to read our show notes, sign up for our newsletter at bafflingcyclops.com.